Hello, and welcome to our calm, confident space, where we explore important topics. Today, we're focusing on a truly wonderful subject: understanding our dogs.
It's a topic I think many of us deeply care about. We love our dogs, and we want to understand them better, don't we, Sam?
Absolutely, Jenny. There's a common misconception that dogs are simple, or that their communication is purely instinctive. But in reality, dog speak is rich, it's nuanced, and it's incredibly informative if we just learn how to listen.
That's such a great point. I remember when I first got my dog, Daisy, I thought I knew what she wanted, based on her barks, but I quickly learned there was so much more to her communication beyond just sound.
Indeed, body language is perhaps the most significant component of dog speak. It's their primary way of expressing themselves to other dogs and to us, from the tip of their nose to the wag of their tail.
It really is like reading a book. When you start to pay attention, for instance, a relaxed dog often has a soft gaze, loosely held ears, and a natural, effortless tail wag that covers a wide arc.
Exactly. And conversely, a stiff tail, held high with a rapid, short wag, can often indicate a heightened state of arousal, or even a challenge, not necessarily happiness, as many people might assume. It's about context and understanding the whole picture.
That's a crucial distinction. And what about their posture? I've noticed Daisy will sometimes lower her head or even her whole body when she's feeling a bit uncertain or trying to be less threatening.
That's a classic appeasement gesture: lowering the head, turning away slightly, maybe even a soft yawn or lip lick. These are all signals that say, "I mean no harm," or "I'm feeling a little uncomfortable." Recognizing these can prevent misunderstandings and build trust.
It's amazing how subtle some of these cues are. You have to be truly observant to catch them, especially the lip licking. I used to think she was just hungry or her mouth was dry.
It takes practice and a calm approach, just like we're advocating today. Noticing these small signals can tell you a lot about your dog's emotional state before it escalates or becomes more obvious. And that's where true communication begins.
So beyond body language, what about vocalizations, barks, growls, whimpers? How do we decode those effectively?
Vocalizations are fascinating. And again, context is king. A bark in one situation could mean something entirely different in another. A high-pitched, rapid bark often signals excitement or alarm. Someone's at the door, for example.
Right. Daisy has a distinct play bark. It's light and often accompanied by a play bow, where her front legs are down and her rear is up. It's unmistakable.
Exactly. The play bow is a perfect example of combining body language with vocalization to send a clear message: "I want to play," whereas a lower-pitched, longer bark might indicate a territorial warning or a demand for attention.
And growls, they often get a bad rap, don't they? People hear a growl and immediately think aggression.
They do, but a growl is actually a very important communication. It's a warning. It's a dog saying, "I'm uncomfortable," or "please stop." It's their way of trying to avoid a more serious confrontation. If we punish a growl, we're essentially telling our dog not to warn us, which can be dangerous.
That's a really critical point. So, instead of punishing a growl, we should try to understand what's causing it and address the root problem.
Precisely. If your dog growls when you try to take their toy, it's not necessarily aggression. It might be resource guarding. And that's something that can be managed and trained with patience and understanding, rather than just silencing the warning sign.
What about the quieter sounds? Whimpers, yelps. How do we interpret those?
Whimpers often indicate a need or discomfort. It could be pain, anxiety, or even a plea for attention or to go outside. Yelps are usually a clear sign of pain or a sudden fright. These are generally easier to interpret because the meaning is often more immediate and direct.
So it's about paying attention to the whole package, the body, the sound, the situation, all together.
Exactly. Think of it as a language with multiple dialects and expressions. We're not just listening to individual words, but the entire sentence, or even the paragraph, your dog is trying to convey.
And it's not just what they're doing, but what they're not doing. Sometimes, a dog that's suddenly quiet or withdrawn could be trying to tell you something too. Perhaps they're unwell or overwhelmed.
An excellent observation. Changes in normal behavior are incredibly important signals. A dog that usually greets you with enthusiasm, but suddenly retreats, needs your calm attention and investigation. It's often their quiet way of saying something's wrong.
This whole discussion makes me think about how much we project onto our dogs. We assume they feel or think like humans, which isn't always helpful in understanding them.
That's a key challenge. Anthropomorphism is a natural tendency, but it can obscure our ability to truly see and hear our dogs for who they are, canine companions with their own unique communication system. We need to meet them where they are.
So, how can our listeners start to practice this, to become better decoders of dog speak in their daily lives?
Start by simply observing, without judgment or immediate reaction. Just spend time watching your dog when they're relaxed, when they're interacting with you or with other dogs. Pay attention to their eyes, their ears, their mouth, their body posture, and their tail.
Like a silent movie, almost, watching the scenes unfold and trying to piece together the narrative from their movements.
Exactly. Take mental notes, or even actual notes, if you're keen. What was happening before the bark? What was their body doing when they whimpered? This builds your personal dictionary of your dog's specific language.
And I've found that using a calm, consistent tone yourself can really help. My dog responds so much better when I'm not loud or erratic. My calm helps her be calm.
That's excellent advice, Jenny. Our own demeanor hugely impacts our dog's responses. A calm, confident human presence fosters a secure and clear environment for communication, both ways.
It really is about building a strong, trusting relationship, and understanding is the foundation of that.
When you truly understand what your dog is communicating, you can anticipate their needs, address their anxieties, and celebrate their joys more effectively. This leads to fewer behavioral issues, a happier dog, and a much stronger bond between you.
It transforms the relationship from just living together to truly connecting on a deeper level. I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Nor would I. And it's a journey of continuous learning. Our dogs are always communicating, and we are always learning to listen better.